I just need to listen. I'll do that right now.
Did you want to sit in the front row? You're good. I need you. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Salem. I am the Reverend Monica Jacobson. I serve this congregation as minister, and I use she, her pronouns. We are so glad you have chosen to join us today, here in the sanctuary and online through the power of the internet. Leading worship with me today are Sarah Pickett as our celebrant, Michael Mandrell is our guest musician, Flo Flores will join me to share our Time for All Ages, Joan Stembridge is our Lifeline's lay minister, our music director Grace Curran is our cantor, Lori Ann Schmidt is at the tech table, and Doc Hadley made our slides. You may notice that the first two hymns today have different looking slides. They come from the new online hymnal, Sing Out Love. Please let Grace know how you find their size and readability to be. It's kind of a treat to have pre-made slides for some of our hymns. We gather this morning, as we always gather, coming together as a community of seekers. Every one of us carrying questions, searching for wisdom and inspiration, trying to live lives of meaning in a world that needs people who live intentionally. We gather together so that we may wonder at life's mysteries, express our gratitude for life's gifts, and grieve together during life's hardships, comfort and strengthen each other during stress and uncertainty. Are you feeling stress and uncertainty? Yeah, you're in the right place. We gather because it is better for us to be together, to support and strengthen each other. You are welcome here this morning, with whatever stress or uncertainty you come carrying, with whatever joy and hope you come carrying. You are welcome here just as you are. Whatever beliefs sustain you, whomever you love, in all the ways you understand and express your identities, and in all those mysterious ways you are still becoming the person you will be. So now, let's take a good, deep breath together. Feel the air come in and fill your body. Feel it go out. Help yourself know that you are here in this gathering with these people where you have chosen to be so that we may share this time, this quest for meaning, this gathered community. Come, let us worship together. Please rise in body, in voice, or in spirit for our gathering hymn, 128, All That Is Our Life. If you'd like a hymnal, it's in the gray hymnal. Otherwise, the slides will be up here.
For all Good morning. We say our affirmation together as a congregation that we as a congregation created many years ago. Today, let us do so with the intent to notice which line speaks to you today. Where is our attention wanting to go? Let's do this together. Love is our doctrine.
Compassion is our way. Here we seek to create a joyful home for free religious exploration, build a community of caring fellowship, nurture the hopes, and serve the needs of our world.
Each week we light 3 chalices. The first to represent this community at UUCS. The second to represent our partner church in Szymon-Falva, Transylvania. And the third to represent the hopeful future through our own children as well as children all around the world. Albert Schweitzer reminds us why we use the symbol of this action. At times our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us.
Due to WIC issues, the lantern is not cooperating with lighting this morning, but the spiritual flame of children and youth still exists among us. And today we have a memorial candle to light. Some of you may have seen the announcement. Long time UUCS member Jo Bateman passed away on Friday. She was 104 years old. Jo was surrounded by family and supported by staff at Willamette Vital Health and Capitol Manor, where she had lived for many years. We do not have a date yet for her memorial service, but when we do, it will be shared with you. With this candle, we remember Jo.
Please join me in singing the flames into life.
We're going to do it a cappella today. Be brave.
Yep. I'll do the little intro thing that goes do 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 do.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. You sound good, a cappella.
You do.
There you go. Good morning. I wonder if there are those who are young or young at heart or young of hips and knees who would like to come join us in the front. There are also chairs for those who would like to be in the front but whose hips or knees do not do sitting on the floor.
Each month we explore a theme, and this month's theme is paying attention.
Paying attention does not only mean listening. It also means noticing things that we might usually miss spotting.
To help us explore, we brought our Wonder Box today.
We have this box here. Let's see what is in it. I wonder what might be inside. What do you think those are? Anybody ever seen those before? Yes? Food coloring, exactly.
We also have water and pebbles.
Yeah.
What do you think these have to do with paying attention?
Anybody have any guesses? If you look at water and you look at something, little small things, you have an idea? What's your idea? We're going to put all kinds of things in the water. Yes, your idea is great. Can you pass the food coloring up to me? I'm going to do it because it makes the grown-ups a little nervous to have food coloring floating around, so I'm going to hold it. Thank you. That was an awesome guess. Yes. Yes. So the wondering is, I wonder if we're going to see what happens when you put things like food coloring and rocks into water. Has anybody ever dropped something into water and really watched what happened? Yeah? Ooh. Okay, so we have one guess, which is not the time for all ages we can do today, but we might do it another time, which is finding out what floats and what sinks. That is another cool thing to do with water. How about you? What have you noticed when you drop stuff in water? Yeah. Nice, okay. You can put an M&M in water and watch how the color, the dye, leaves the M&M and goes into the water. That's very cool. Yes?
Some often put in water, they look more colored.
That's right, yeah. So some things when you drop them in water, some rocks, the water helps you see the colors of the rock better or differently. Yeah. Okay. Let's put some stuff, oh, yes, one more.
I like how when you put it in your water glass, it makes it look bigger.
Yes, when you put something in water, it can wind up looking bigger. These are all things we can notice about putting stuff in water. Let's put some stuff in water now. Flo, do you want to start? It is. These are all little heart-shaped stones. Did anybody notice what happened when that went in? Should we drop another one? Yeah. It made some bubbles. It kind of went down in this side-to-side way. Yeah. Now let's see what happens if we do some food coloring. Oh. I'm sorry for those of you in the back. You're going to have to imagine it. If you're up close, can you see how it spreads through the water? It's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Notice how the water never stays in one place. It moves and connects everything.
Sometimes the changes that occur in water or in other ways are so small we can only notice them if we pay attention. Like when one of these hearts goes in, if you're not watching, you might miss what happened. It falls so quick. But when you're watching, you can see how it makes its path down through the water.
Water connects plants, animals, and people.
Which might make us wonder about our world. What can happen if the water is polluted, if it's dirty and not safe to drink? What happens if it is blocked up and can't flow where it wants to go?
When we pay attention, we see how important water really is.
Yeah. You might think of water as just something not very interesting. It comes out of your tap, falls down like rain. But when we pay attention to it, we see how important it is. And when we watch what happens, when we add something small to the water, we see how even a small action can have a big effect. The same way that dropping a stone in starts ripples, dropping the dye in spreads through the water.
Ripples of kindness, care, and connection.
So today, let us remember to keep paying attention to the small things around us in the world and in the way we treat each other, so we can create ripples that go out to create more kindness. Now, those of you who are going to go to RE will have a chance to keep exploring some of these themes. So in order to help you do that, we're going to ask the center aisle to form a love arch that you can travel through, and you can go keep working on what it means to notice.
We're gonna do this a cappella as well. Here's your little intro. It goes, bam, 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 bam.
Wherever you go, go in love. Wherever you go, go in peace. Wherever I noticed some of you were also improvising love arch high fives and hand clasps at the end of it, which is kind of great. Feel free to show the love we offer each other in whatever way is right.
Great. For me, when I think of beauty, I find myself turning to nature. The soft flow of the tide on a sandy beach, going back and forth. Sometimes a little more inland, sometimes a little more being pulled back into the ocean of the deep. Going to places unbeknownst to me, but the wave knows, the ocean knows. And I know that at some point the wave will return to the sandy beach where I stand. It will be changed from its travels, but there will be a familiarity to its gentle lapping at my toes. Like an old friend returning from a long journey, excited about what they saw and experienced, and maybe a little weary from the travel, and glad to be amongst the familiar, to be home. The sunlight on the water giving the illusion of a path of sparkling diamonds leading from the horizon to the shore is mesmerizing, and all I want to do is stare, transfixed on the bright patch of silver in amongst the gray-blue water. Am I looking for something? Waiting for something? I don't know. I don't think so. It doesn't matter. I am just in awe of the spectacle flowing out before me, and I pause and stare for as long as I want to simply be present and pay attention to the magnificent display before me. The beauty of the ocean is an old, soul-regenerative beauty and can be experienced in many varied displays throughout the year. There is a stability in the beauty as well. It changes and will also always be there, even after we are long gone. Then there's the beauty of new growth and new life. My patio is experiencing this. It has become a nursery for a hummingbird in her nest. I have a little piece of wood hanging under my patio. It's from the result of a craft project here at UUCS during one of the one-day women's retreats that we had during the year. And one day, suddenly, I noticed a hummingbird had flown in and was sitting on it. And then, a few days later, they were back, and it looked like, yes, they had built a tiny nest on it. Amazing! I felt so honored that my patio and this craft project was picked, and also so responsible. Mustn't make too much noise, mustn't open the patio door too much, and is the dining room light shining too brightly? There is beauty in watching this growth of new life happen, and there is a sense of protection on my part, and also worry as well as hope that it will all turn out all right. And there's also a sense of peace within me that, yes, pay attention to the beauty that is all around, and let it fill your heart with love and hope and a reason for being alive.
Wow, that was beautiful. Good morning. I'm Joan Stembridge, and one of your Lifelines lay ministers. Lifelines lay ministers are members of UUCS here to help people in times of need. We can be identified by our lavender stoles and badges. You can reach us by visiting the Lifelines table in Hanneman Hall each Sunday after the service, or by using the contact information in your order of service. Each week when we gather for worship, we share the joys of members of this community. We know that joys shared are often magnified as we celebrate together, and sorrows shared may be lightened as we are reminded that we are not alone. As I read them, we'll light a candle to symbolize the truth that is shared and to remind us that what we hold together brings more light of understanding and compassion to us all. This morning, we have one sorrow, and it is a repeat. And it's from Melissa Dunaway, passing of our oldest member, Josephine Bateman. She was surrounded by family and passed peacefully at 104 years of age. And we have one candle of all the joys and sorrows that are within our hearts and not spoken today. Thank you.
Holding what we have heard, holding what we know always comes with us, holding the truth of each of our lives, which contain joys and sorrows, hopes and fears. Will you join with me in a spirit of reflection, of prayer, of meditation, whatever is your practice? We live amidst the great river of life. And in this river, we find rapids We find long, gentle passages. We find turbulence. We find calm. In this river, we are connected. Is the water of your life roiling? Is the water of your life still? Is the water of your life rippled with rain or pebbles? Or perhaps drawn up into the roots of trees, bursting out into blossom like the cherries? In this river which holds us, may we feel ourselves connected in its great flow. Let us share a few moments in silence as we open our hearts to the movements of this river. And as you bring your attention back to this space, may you continue to feel your heart open to the movements of the river of life. As we join in singing, we'll remain seated and share in hymn number 123, Spirit of Life.
We'll be singing it twice.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing
You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clear blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things.
There is a bumper sticker, which I saw a photo of, shared, of course, in a Unitarian Universalist Facebook group, that reads, "Honk if you're letting the soft animal of your body love what it loves." Mary Oliver's wisdom truly is everywhere. Everywhere from her very moving poetry to joking bumper stickers, reminding us, even in traffic, honk if you're letting the soft animal of your body love what it loves. The poet Mary Jane Oliver was born in Ohio in 1935. Her childhood included a great deal of time outdoors, walking in pastoral spaces, reading outside. She was a deeply private person, and for most of her life, she said little else about her growing up beyond stating that she grew up in a very dysfunctional family and had a difficult childhood. In later years, she began to speak more openly of the abuse and neglect that she experienced that sent her out to seek solace in the natural world. She is often said to have been 14 years old when she began writing poetry, but in an interview with Krista Tippett of On Being, Mary Oliver said, "Oh, I began writing what she called rotten poems around the age of 10 or 11. She published her first book of poems in 1963 when she was 28 years old. Poetry, she has always said, mustn't be fancy. Instead, poetry, to be understood, must be clear. And clear her poetry is. It is about daily experiences of transcendence, of awe, of inspiration, of comfort, like noticing ripples and food coloring, like noticing the way the world wakes up in the spring. In a 2011 interview, Mary Oliver said, "I spent a great deal of time in my younger years just writing and reading and walking around the woods. I very much wished not to be noticed, to be left alone, and I sort of succeeded. This practice of not wishing to be noticed, but of noticing the world around her in great detail, may be what made her into such a channel for truth, beauty, and grace." Sarah just read us one very well-known poem of Mary Oliver's. Here is another, perhaps a little less well-known, titled, "When I Am Among the Trees." When I am among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust, equally the beech, the oaks, and the pines, they give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say they save me, and daily. I am so distant from the hope of myself in which I have goodness and discernment and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me, the trees stir in their leaves and call out, "Stay a while." The light flows from their branches, and they call again. "It's simple," they say. And you, too, have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine. Having known herself to be a poet from early in life, Mary Oliver set her compass toward other poets. At 17 years old, she traveled to Steepletop, the home of the Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Edna St. Vincent Millay. Although Mary arrived 2 years after Millay's death, she connected with Millay's sister Norma and worked with Norma off and on for 6 or 7 years, sorting through Edna's papers, becoming a friend of the family, and drawing inspiration from Edna's work. In recalling those years of her early 20s, Mary Oliver wrote, "We need to be each other's storytellers, or at least we have to try. One wants to know what the beautiful strangers were like. One needs to know. Still, it is like painting the sky." It was there, immersed in her desire to truly know Edna St. Vincent Millay, that Mary Oliver met Mary Malone Cook, who would be her partner for the rest of their lives. Mary Malone Cook was a photographer and later became Mary's literary agent. They had what Mary described as a 40-plus year conversation. Molly was described as having a keen and sympathetic eye in her photography, and she is recognized in many of Mary Oliver's books of poetry as a reader, also with a keen and sympathetic eye. They moved to Provincetown, Massachusetts, and spent decades there together on the tip of Cape Cod. In the late 2000s, in a book that came out after Molly's death, Mary Oliver wrote this poem about her dog, Percy. I ask Percy how I should live my life. Love, 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 says Percy, and hurry as fast as you can along the shining beach or the rubble or the dust. Then go to sleep. Give up your body heat, your beating heart. Then trust. We are remembering this month that life requires paying attention, and Mary Oliver's work teaches us this over and over. Paying attention is a part of empathy and a form of devotion. In an interview with Krista Tippett, Oliver said, "Somebody once wrote about me and said I must have a private grant or something because all I seem to do is walk around the woods and write poems. But I was very, very poor for many of those years. I ate a lot of fish. I ate a lot of clams." Remember, she's on Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And in those walks in the woods, not only was she drawing inspiration for her poetry, but she was also foraging for berries and mushrooms, even as she attended to the beauty all around her. Her attention so often is the thing that opens a door into wonder, as well as opening doors into sustenance through foraging. Another famous poem of hers, "The Summer Day," brings together these threads. It goes like this. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, the one who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Later, she said of that poem, one thing about that poem, which I think is important, is that the grasshopper actually existed. And I was able to fit it into the poem. The sugar it was eating was part of frosting from a Portuguese lady's birthday cake, which wasn't important to the poem. But even seeing that little creature come to my plate and say, I'd like a little helping of that, it somehow fascinates me. She said, it's just personal for me. It was Mrs. Segura. It was her 90th birthday cake. And a grasshopper came to join in. Mary Oliver's attention to so much, her openness to the small movements of life, invites this attentiveness from all of us. In the years in which I lived in Massachusetts and served a congregation there, I had occasion to hold a grasshopper in my hand. And the only thing I could think to do was to recite Mary Oliver's The Summer Day to this creature who had come to visit me. What a gift it is to all of us, this continual invitation to notice, to remind ourselves that noticing is part of what we are offered in this wild and precious life. It is far too easy, easier every day, I think, to be distracted. I don't know about you, but I often find my attention pulled away. There is a news update. Something is dinging on my watch. Something requires my attention, or does it really? I feel fragmented. And I watch myself doing this, irritated that I am allowing my attention to be pulled away yet again from where I mean to be. So I am grateful always for Mary Oliver's poetry, for the reminder that perhaps I should leave every electronic device behind and go kneel down in the fields for a while. Mary Oliver was an unchurched person throughout her adult life, and yet she returned again and again to these themes, this language of prayer as a name for paying attention. She wrote this poem, which is simply titled Praying. It doesn't have to be the blue iris. It could be weeds in a vacant lot or a few small stones. Just pay attention. Then patch a few words together and don't try to make them elaborate. This isn't a contest, but the doorway into thanks and a silence in which another voice may speak. A doorway into thanks. These expressions of gratitude which open us to the voice of life. This service is titled The Gospel of Mary Oliver, and so I want to say that the word gospel in its original meaning simply means good news. It has come to be deeply associated with teachings and music in Christian traditions, but good news comes to us from all kinds of places. And I don't mean good news simply in the sense of hearing a nice update. Good news, it's going to be sunny. I mean the deeper sense of being reminded of foundational truths, those things that transcend and that underpin all the experiences of struggle, of hardship, of loss. When Mary Oliver writes again and again about loving this world, when she writes about paying attention to its intricacies, or hearing the trees assure her, you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine. She is writing this from the perspective of someone who endured an abusive and neglectful childhood, someone who came of age as a lesbian woman in the 1950s. In one poem written after her partner Molly's death, titled Hurricane, she tells us this: "It didn't behave like anything you had ever imagined. The wind tore at the trees, the rain fell slant for days and hard, the back of the hand to everything. I watched the trees bow and their leaves fall and crawl back into the earth as though that was that. This was one hurricane I lived through. The other one was of a different sort and lasted longer. Then I felt my own leaves giving up and falling, the back of the hand to everything." But listen now to what happened to the actual trees. Toward the end of the summer, they pushed new leaves from their stubbed limbs. It was the wrong season, yes, but they couldn't stop. They looked like telephone poles and didn't care. And after the leaves came blossoms. For some things, there are no wrong seasons, which is what I dream of for me. This attention, this deep source of hope, is one that can sustain us. This reminder of the persistence of life, reminders of the potential of what is to come, as well as the gratitude of what is now. I want to close with Mary Oliver's words from her text, A Poetry Handbook, one which is instructional for those wishing to learn to write poetry. She says, "Poetry is a life-cherishing force, and yet it requires a vision, a faith, to use an old-fashioned term. Yes, indeed, for poems are not words, after all, but fires for the cold, ropes let down to the lost, something as necessary as bread in the pockets of the hungry. Yes, indeed." So for all the fires lit, the ropes let down, the bread given by the poetry, the insight, and the life of Mary Oliver, may we be grateful. And even though it is like painting the sky, let us go on from our contemplations to try to truly know each other and our world. May it be so.
As we reflect on the act of giving through our presence, volunteering, and through monetary donations, let us bring our attention to the renewal, growth, and nurturance of our spirit of abundance, remembering Mother Teresa's quote of focusing not on the amount we give, but on how much love we put into giving. For that can transform both the giver and the receiver. We give weekly through donations to the Marion Polk Food Share. And for March, we have the opportunity to support our fellow Unitarians in Sheeman-Falva by giving to our partner fund, our partner church fund. Donation bags will be handed out. For those in person, cash or checks are welcome. If you are donating for your 25-26 pledge, please write that on your check. Everyone else can also go onto the website to place all donations. Thank you so much for all that you do. Please join me in saying these words for giving thanks. They're in your order of service, and they will soon be up on the screen. There they are. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our many gifts, including these offerings. As Reverend Monica takes the light of our chalice and lights the social justice lantern, so too may we light another person's hope by noticing the beauty that is within them. As the flames are released, let us remember these words by Gary Kowalski. With faith to face our challenges, with love that casts out fear, with hope to trust tomorrow, we accept this day as the gift it is, a reason for rejoicing.
A few announcements. There's always plenty going on. You can find some of it on the back of your order of service, some of it in the Friday emails that come out and in the monthly newsletters. So a couple things to highlight for you today. First off, there is lots of food left over from last night's St. Patrick's Day dinner. Joel would like you all to know, please wave, Joel. Joel would like you all to know that if you are here for coffee hour, you can buy corned beef, coal cannon, carrots, and bread pudding by visiting the kitchen window after the service today. $10 for the whole meal, $5 for corned beef, $3 for bread pudding, $1 each for carrots and coal cannon. There is only a little cabbage left, he says. $1 for a portion of that too, and there are to-go boxes. Looking ahead to the first weekend of April, there will be an Easter egg hunt here on April 4th. You are welcome to bring kiddos of all ages to that. There will be different zones so that the terrain is appropriate for the age of the children. Related to that, our landscape team is announcing that they are postponing their April meeting until April 11th, so as not to be landscaping during the Easter egg hunt. Also, today is our wrap-up date for our pledge drive. At this point, we are not quite where we hope to be. We have received 119 pledges, which is about 82% of our goal towards 100% participation based on the number of pledges we typically get. And the pledges we have received total to $241,562, which is about 70% of our goal of $342,000 in pledges. Never fear, if you are intending to pledge and you have not pledged yet, we will still gratefully accept your pledge. And if you're listening to those numbers and thinking, maybe I could give a little more, we will gratefully accept that too. A congregation is a self-supporting entity in Unitarian Universalism, so the ability to do what we do here flows from what we are able to gather together to support our presence. And finally, one fun announcement. I get to show and tell for this one. Oh, yes, there is the Easter egg hunt detail. So last night was the coronation celebration for the Imperial Sovereign Court of the Willamette Empire. This is a drag court. And we, UUCS, received an award. This award is given to us for being a welcoming and affirming partner organization. It is the Right Reverend Troy Perry International Spiritual Leadership Award. So we're going to find a cool place to hang this. I don't know where yet. Stay tuned. Okay. Knowing there is always even more going on to share with each other, we are about to go out to coffee hour to continue that sharing. But before we do, will you please rise in body, in voice, or in spirit to sing once more, drawing on the wisdom of Mary Oliver, number 163, For the Earth Forever Turning.
For
Please remain standing, and if you're comfortable, hold hands or raise your hand in energy to another. And please join me in saying these closing words. May
faith in the spirit of life, hope for the community of earth, and love for the sacred in one another be ours now and in all the days to come.